The iBuyPower Honkai Star Rail tournament was very dumb. This tournament just became whoever spent the most money wins the tournament. All the strategy that you make, all the builds that you farmed, and every hard work that you did to get those builds does not matter if the opponent spent more in the game and got lucky more than you did. At the end of the day, everyone is just comparing and slapping their wallets to each other. If you don't have the quote-unquote best team for the boss or challenge, you're essentially putting yourself at a disadvantage. There is this drama that came out in this tournament from a well-known content creator, Mr. Pokey, and the Kara Cancel and Goober Cancel god himself, EO. So according to Mr. Pokey, he felt disappointed in the efforts that EO gave out in the tournament. According to Mr. Pokey, it is like EO didn't seriously try to win the event. The reason is that Mr. Pokey found out that EO's traces were not maxed out for the event, and the levels of some of his characters and light cones are also not maxed out. According to Mr. Pokey, he has already stated that the moment that they teamed up, he made sure to make it clear that he is seriously going for the first place and that he wants to win. And EO agreed and showed the same kind of enthusiasm. In the end, the team of Mr. Pokey and EO's team ended up losing the chance of winning the $5,000 prize for the first place team. In this situation, I think it is fair to say that if you're not planning on giving it your all on the tournament that you signed up for, then why sign up in the first place? Didn't you think that your teammate, in this case Mr. Pokey, who seriously tried to win, had to face this frustration and what-ifs on the tournament since he lost to something that he has little to no control over? Yes, you could have said that this tournament was for fun, but at least communicate with Mr. Pokey before the tournament starts that you are not really serious about winning the tournament and the result doesn't matter to you. All that matters to you is for you to have fun at the tournament. At that point, Mr. Pokey could have choices. Maybe he could have understood and continued the tournament with you for fun, or if Mr. Pokey is really serious about winning, if possible, he would have tried to find a better teammate that actually wants to win. There is still more into this, and I'm not going to go deeper. If you're interested, you can find it on Mr. Pokey's channel. I'll leave the link to the video in the description. The main reason why I mention this is that there are still some faults in the way that this tournament was set up. Like if they just gave everyone the same account, this problem could have been prevented. I think the reason why they didn't implement this single account thing is because they don't have any access to a complete identical account to use for the tournament. Since the tournament wasn't really that big, Honkai Star Rail didn't bother to give them these kinds of accounts. Most likely, they see no benefit in doing so, but without this completely identical accounts, there would be no point because we should be testing the team's understanding of the game, skills that they know that others don't, and essentially team comps and builds that they think will be better than the standard well-known team at the current patch. In the end, it was a battle of who spent the most time and money on the game, because that's what gacha games are. Honkai Star Rail is not built to be competitive, but instead to just be a fun, single-player game. It would have been better if they just called this a show match, since I could see it working because this could be done just for fun to see who has the better account. This shouldn't be called a tournament because, according to Google, ideally, the tournament should be designed in such a way that all participants have an equal chance to compete and progress, regardless of factors like seeding or scheduling. By looking at EO's account in comparison to other players, we could see that some of his characters are not maxed out. This could be because he doesn't really care about the outcome of the tournament. But who knows what could have happened if you gave this man a fair fight? Maybe he knows something that we don't know that he could have manipulated for him to win the tournament, as proven by his implementation of Kara canceling and negative edging on Zenless, though I would argue that it is unnecessary. I bet this man could have put up a greater fight than what he did when he was in his own account on a tournament setting, and his overly sweaty takes could have been used in this kind of environment. Tournaments are a place where people watch to learn and have fun to see the considered best in our gacha space are using their knowledge and skills in the game to try and outsmart each other. But I don't think that this kind of mindset could be applied in the gacha gaming space, since learning on the tournaments would have very little benefit, because even if we say that we learned something in this tournament, could we really copy the build that they make on their characters? For one, everyone is pulling out their best cards, which means that they could have close to perfect stats on their relics. Do you guys think that F2P players, dolphins, or even some whales could copy the relics that they build on a character in the tournament to capitalize on its full potential? Absolutely not. Because there is too much RNG in this game. This thing only works on games like League of Legends, Dota 2, or any other games that build an item to utilize a character in a match, because everyone starts at an even footing. Another reason why I think this tournament was stupid is the amount of the price that you will get if you win first place in the tournament. Statistically, the amount that you will need to spend if you whaled in the tournament to actually try and win is going to be less than what you will gain if you win the whole tournament, unless you get very lucky and keep on getting multiple 5 stars every pull. But with that 0.6% chance for a 5-star, it is going to be a hard gamble to take for you to make profit in this tournament. I get the fun from competition since I'm a really competitive gamer too. When I'm not playing gacha games, you would usually find me going around the sweaty games like Valorant, Dota 2, League, Deadlock, and the like. But gacha games just don't have the same fair mechanics that your normal popular competitive games currently offer, because you can just pay your way to win. But in the end, I think that these kinds of tournaments are basically harmless, a good change of pace, and sometimes even exciting to watch. I've seen this one tournament called Timaeus Cup, and I saw this one video where they grouped the participants into a 1v1 where one is for whales and the other is for free-to-play to try to make it as fair as possible. It generally was pretty fun to watch. But at the end of the day, you can't really say that the one that actually won the tournament is the best player in Honkai Star Rail, since, again, there's too much RNG that is in play. Whoever wins that tournament just generally has that bragging right that they won a Star Rail tournament, which I think has little to no value unless you tell them that you got $5,000 out of it. So in the end, we could say that tournaments in this type of gacha game are just dumb. But I do think that it has a place in the gacha space for entertainment. But for the winners, understand that you could never brag that you're better than everyone else, because we all know that your fat wallet carried your ass the whole way. Let me hear your opinion about this matter in the comments. And YouTube really thinks that you would like this video on the screen, so check it out.